Yo, welcome back, Mana Squad. We are here to bring you some preview cards from the new. What is this? Where are we now?
Whoville, right?
That's right.
It's Whoville
Is
with the Grinch.
Oh, who? Doctor Who. That's what we're talking about.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, duh. Okay.
That's right. If you've never seen or heard of Doctor Who before, it is about getting into a hot tub time machine that'll take you back. Sorry, wrong one.
You get in a car.
That's right. Like, you need to get to 88 miles per hour with an old man in the
Something
trench
about
coat.
gigawatts.
Exactly. Great Scott.
Jiggle what?
Jiggle who?
All right, no, for real. You are here to check out these preview cards from Doctor Who that we are here to bring to you today. We got a few that we want to spoil for you. So, of course, we're going to do it in our Mana Squad, one more mana fashion, that only way that we can do. And, of course, if we're going to talk about the blue box flying through time and space all on a whimsy, of course, we got to talk about specifically what's coming out of this box. So, let's go ahead and jump into these cards. Let's talk about the format and let you know how you're going to see what we're talking about today.
Now, to catch everybody up right quick who may not be familiar with Doctor Who and want to know what it is, it's about a homeless man on the run from some people who evicted him from his planet. That's pretty much the main premise of it, and the rest of his wacky adventures that coincide and go through.
Yeah, actually, you're not wrong. As facetious as you were.
By the way, he steals a car, so, he's also, a larcenist too. So, yeah, Grand Theft Auto all day.
All day. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into these preview cards.
They could be making everything up. So what?
No, 1,000%. That's it.
So the basic format, we got 4 cards, brand new cards from the Paradox Power Precon. These two are at least on some scale of Whovians, him being the most. I've never heard of the show really before this. So while we preview the card, obviously we're going to talk about the mechanics, but I'm also going to take a guess on what I think this thing's place in the story is, and they're going to let me know what it really is. So we're going to learn some Doctor Who lore and learn about some cards. So the first card from the Paradox Power deck that we're going to talk about is the Flaming Tyrannosaurus. We got Flaming Tyrannosaurus. Is 5 red for a big old dinosaur that's on fire. It's got Menace. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals 3 damage to any target. Then put a +1/+1 counter on Flaming Tyrannosaurus. And then when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. So you're casting stuff from exile, casting stuff from your graveyard, wherever else you want to cast it. Then you're bolting things, it's getting bigger, and then when it dies, there's a fiery explosion. So my guess...
Wait, this is a very red card, by the way. That is
super
all
red
red stuff.
So good news for y'all is that I actually know exactly where Flaming Tyrannosaurus comes from.
All right,
okay?
give it to me.
So in the Whovian universe, one of the doctors is secretly also like a genie that grants wishes.
Mm-hmm.
And some dude came up and was like, yo, I want Charmander to be a real thing. And it went terribly wrong. And this giant flaming T-Rex came out and just started chomping on people, throwing mystical fires. And then eventually it just ate so many people that it kind of got bloated. And then bam, it exploded into a ball of fire.
Well, you're not too far off. See, the eighth Doctor got into a Pokemon battle with this one character named Ash Ketchum. And he summoned, actually it was a Charmeleon, and he used Flame Attack. And he was too much powerful for this Pikachu to handle. Honestly, though, this comes from one of the earlier Doctors that's a little out of our wheelhouse. I believe around the 8th or 4th Doctor. But this was one of the ones that was going rampage through the town. But I loosely remember this one, but this is from way back.
Yeah, I just want to have this errata to be a dragon because, I mean, come on, it's a dinosaur on fire. It's a dragon.
Everybody knows that dinosaurs are boneless dragons, all right? If we can have boneless wings, we can have boneless dragons.
Well,
okay?
they have bones.
Sorry.
Next, so the next card we're going to look at. No, so basically with this card, just quick mechanical things. This looks amazing. There's so many play from exile decks nowadays that in any sort of, especially in red has so much impulse draw.
Cascade, impulse,
Red, I'm gonna be honest. Red don't even got a library no more. It's just floating cards in an abyss.
Yeah, I love this. There's so many different decks that it can go to. Also, you don't even need to be in an exile deck. So I have like a Minsk and Boo deck, for example. If you're playing a +1 counter synergy, you just throw a bunch of +1 counters on this, kill this, and then each opponent's taking damage equal to its power.
It's like I dare you to kill my dinosaur.
It's so much fun. It's as red as possible.
You need to put that in your Flame War deck.
Oh, it's going in more than one deck. This is it's beautiful.
Nuatali, y'all. Nuatali.
Hey.
All right, what's next?
Next one is a fellow named Graham OBrien. Graham is 1 in a green for this one's a legendary creature, human pilot. It's got Paradox. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, create a food token. So more casting from anywhere other than your hand seemed like it might be a theme for that Paradox powered deck. And it's also got Doctor's Companion. So Doctor's Companion is something new in this set where if you can have two commanders almost like partner if one of them is the Doctor. So you can have the Doctor and then you can have a Doctor's Companion, and it's called Companion, but it functions like they're partners. It's almost like the Friends Forever mechanic where it's like a unique type of partner for them. So this one, I guess there's food tokens. We got dinosaurs. We got food tokens. So I do have a backstory for good old Graham O'Brien here. So Graham basically had a long life working as a mechanic, clearly, and he just wanted more. He was looking for things out in the universe, and he made a bomb peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This man was known for his PB&Js. It was legendary. And then one day, some aliens visited and were like, yo, your PB&Js are famous throughout the universe. We want you to come visit us. And they taught him how to be an alien pilot. And now he flies around the universe passing out world-class PB&Js.
So you're not too far off there. Graham does like his food and he likes to eat. As a matter of fact, he prefers his toast untoasted. Yeah, he's that kind of guy. But Graham is a bus driver, so
Okay.
so you're close. He's driving a machine. It's just it's not as hefty as you think it is. And he actually is one of the companions of the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. The first female Doctor out. Well, depending on how you want to go lore, technically wise, she's one of the first female Doctors out there. So he's one of the companions on that. Not really one of my favorites, but you know, Graham does what he does. He is what he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks like he.
That is an expert opinion.
He looks like he likes his water extra spicy. That means room temperature.
So, now card wise, mechanic wise, there's so many food decks now. I think this one is a little bit more niche.
If you pair this up with something for Lord of the Rings, oh my goodness.
It's a little bit more niche because of the fact that it is casting.
Oh my God, that actually works so well, especially if you pair it with Samwise Gamgee too, because you know food tokens and second breakfast. I'm sorry.
So this one is interesting though in the sense of you do have to cast spells from somewhere except your hand to get those food tokens. A lot of the other food token creators, we have them in Lord of the Rings and all these things are, you know, things entering the battlefield. You're casting. This is a very specific. You'll want a deck that both cares about casting from exile or like a red heavy deck with impulse draw that also cares about food. So Graham definitely seems a little more niche. Interesting as a legendary creature because you can build around that. And as we see who those doctors are and what they do, that'll kind of lean more in where to put him.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as versatile and as explosive as the dinosaur, but can definitely be a part of a cool deck. I just hope those food tokens are the little sandwiches because those are adorable. Okay, the next one we're going to be looking at is Lunar Hatchling. Lunar Hatchling is 4 a green and a blue for a creature that's an alien beast. Already a great. I love that they added alien. This is a new creature type now. It's a flample, so it's got flying and trample. It's got basic land cycling, so you already got me interested. For 2, which means pay 2, discard it, search your library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle. Basic land cycling is amazing, and the fact that it's any is just wonderful to have on there. It's also got escape for blue and green. You exile a land you control and exile 5 other cards from your graveyard to cast this from your graveyard. So this is interesting. You're exiling your own land and 5 cards in your graveyard to bring back this 6/6 and cast it from exile. Obviously, it's the theme of the deck is casting things not from your hand, so this triggers all of those things. Now, lore-wise, so Lunar Hatchling seems pretty obvious to me. Obviously, in the Who universe, it's been confirmed that the moon is made of cheese. And some, like, alien beast loves cheese. So there's this, like, race of aliens out there known as the Cheesians. Okay, they used to be mice. They turned into these like dragon monsters. Now they go through the universe in search of things made of cheese. They found the moon and they're like, "Oh wow, this is the biggest piece of cheese we've ever seen." But this one was kind of like a douche, and he was like always trying to steal the cheese. So he got real excited and like went face first, and bam, the whole moon exploded and cheese shot everywhere. And all the other Cheesians were pissed because they're like, "Oh no, now we can't eat it. It's floating through space." And then they kicked him out, and that's why he's escaping because he's escaping from society because he was exiled. Science.
Lunar Hatchling is extreme diarrhea, but let me tell you exactly what it is. So apparently in the Who universe, the moon is actually an egg. So in one episode, from Earth, they notice that the moon is breaking up. So they go to investigate, and then they find out that there's actually a living being inside. So when it actually hatches, it disperses and it gives birth to this celestial life form. So all these celestial bodies are literally eggs. But the good thing is that when it's born, it leaves behind another moon. It's a smaller moon, but there's another moon inhabiting it in space, which is just another egg.
So like cheese, eggs, kind of the same thing. I think I got that one right.
Honestly, it's just a Pokemon that's evolving.
What is the moon but a giant Pokeball?
Moonfall.
All right. So what kind of decks does this go in? Basic land cycling. You can put Reanimator decks. This is wonderful. So stuff like Mimeoplasm and stuff. Especially if you're doing like a suboptimal, just kind of fun build. This is awesome because you're basically.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's
No,
kind of similar to Uro Titan.
Yes.
It's got some of that because of the
that escape mechanic,
for sure.
and it's green blue, and it messes with lands.
Yeah.
So.
But in any sort of mass Reanimator strategy, basic land cycling is one of the best things because it's a free discard outlet to replace it with a land. It helps you mana fix. But yeah, graveyard decks are going to love this because of the fact that, honestly, even if a card's bad, it's basically 2 mana to fix for the right color. Like you said, it has the kind of similarity to Uro in the sense of you get it in your graveyard, you fill your graveyard, you keep recasting this over and over. And it's a Flampler. Who doesn't love a giant alien beast Flampler? So, yeah, big fan of that.
All right, what's next?
Last one. Last preview card we have is Return the Past. This is 4 reds. We're getting another big red spell for an enchantment. And it says, as long as it's your turn, each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. Its flashback cost is equal to its mana cost.
First of all, before you even go into this is an awesome card.
Oh my gosh. That got my... I don't know why from the art when I first looked at it, I was thinking like it was a sorcery itself.
Yeah.
But no, this is just like, was it Past in Flames is the card that like gives just a flashback for like a turn for something, and this is just everything is flashback.
Yeah.
In this deck, it seems like it's ridiculous because of the fact that it cares about casting from exiles. It seems like now you're just casting everything from exile because of flashback.
All I know is Storm decks are about to go bonkers, man.
Yeah. So with flashback, you're casting from the graveyard, and so this deck just pretty much just cares as long as you're not casting from the hand. That's all it cares about.
Now, mind you, if you look at a lot of the accompanying cards on this deck, a lot of them care if you casting stuff that's not in your hand. So this is just gonna go wild.
Yeah. So
story wise,
let us know where you think this card is trying to reference.
Okay.
So like obviously this is the 12th Doctor on this card because I'm a Who fanatic and I just know this. And obviously the 12th Doctor had a catchphrase that she always used to say, and she was always like, "Yo, you're back. You're in my head. All my memories are back." And she just kind of go around yelling that. And it was to throw people off. So the 12th Doctor, for all the people out there that don't know, was like a master manipulator, like super like tricked everyone. And like basically she pretended like she lost her memory so that she could always screw with people, because she was one of those people that just like she liked to prank and stuff like that. So she went around for like a decade basically running around like, "Oh no, I don't remember who I am. Something about my memory's gone." And then out of nowhere one day was like, "Psych, gotcha, I remember everything. I wasted your time." And then and then she started, so the flashbacks were really her just like, that's why everything has flashback, because she actually remembers everything. So she just, all the flashbacks are already there in full.
That's not even close. Actually, that image of hers where she broke wind in the house, and that's her gleefully looking out into the distance as it cross dusts the fields. But honestly,
true story.
This is my favorite companion ever, and anybody else who has one, you're wrong. Clara Oswald is her name, and she is the Impossible Girl. She's been there for.
She's made out of like veggies.
She's beyond meat. Anyway, she was always my favorite. She was smart, intelligent, witty, and then come to find out that because of her storyline, she's been there for every incarnation of the Doctor because of something that happens in her storyline. That's why she's impossible, because she's always been there. She
exists in all timelines.
In all timelines, it's like she's everywhere. So I love Clara. I think she's amazing, and I love the fact that her art is represented on this card. And she is by far the best companion. Of course, with Amy Pond being the worst. Fight me if you want to.
Well, I guess they couldn't print her because I guess she would have been broken. So
exactly, it's kind of hard to print a card that says you are everything.
This card is insane. So getting into the mechanics of this card. So basically, my story was on point. Getting into the mechanics of this card, this is wonderful. I love red decks. If you're in any sort of deck with a lot of instants and sorceries, look, I'm a big fan of the super high mana value splashy. Like you look like a 1,000-Year Storm or Swarm Intelligence that just copies all your stuff. Those are getting up to 6-7 mana. For 6 mana, the fact that you can just reuse everything over and over, even if you don't care about casting things outside of your hand, this is a really good spell. If you're in a deck that cares about both, this thing just seems like one of those, like, it's a 6 mana do nothing initially, But if you get to untap with this, it just feels like the value you get is insane.
I think, of course, pairing this, of course, with Lyra, just so that you can have double backup for this. But
same as Kess.
Yeah, this can go wild. So, especially with, of course, your spells that cast double. Of course, your Chandra that doubles your spells. You can go insane with this card.
Chandra's Pyromancer's goggles. Is that the one that
copies
activated abilities? Then you also have the Primal Amulet that copies spells. So yeah, just
go wild,
go nuts.
So the most important thing about Return to the Past, by far, is the fact that it gives me the ability to Rivers Rebuke Ken, stare him in the eyes, flash it back.
You gonna River Rebuke me now?
No, I'm gonna Rivers Rebuke him again. What with no permanents out, just to show him I mean business.
That's cool because when I end your turn and look you in the face, like that was a good try. That was a nice one. I actually sweated just a little.
You know what? I'm surprised. In turn, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, but those are the 4 preview cards. We got the regular arts, the full arts, all on the screen. So check those out. These seem amazing. This is kind of like, just as a first taste of this deck, I am a big fan. It seems like with a lot of the Universes Beyond stuff, the flavor and the mechanics are kind of on point. So this seems just on par with some of the stuff we've seen before. Ken, you had some closing thoughts about Doctor Who.
I will say, for everybody who has not experienced Doctor Who or is unaware of it, I will say this. There's a doctor for everybody, and I'm pretty sure you will enjoy this. Just jump into it. I know some of us jumped into Eggleston. I always say David Tennant was the best doctor to get introduced to, but there's a doctor for every personality, and if you like such shows as Black Mirror or anything along those lines, then you'll love this show as well. There's various twists and turns. There isn't a formulaic way that the story is told. There's callbacks to previous episodes. So if you're bored and there's 50 different things on Netflix that you don't feel like watching because you want something new, Doctor Who will be your flavor.
Yeah. So we are going to be making a whole lot of Who content. So there's a lot more to come. Join us back next time where we're going to break down some Commander decks and some of our favorite cards from the set. So make sure that we're going to get you prepared for everything you need to know for this Universes Beyond Doctor Who set that's coming out. So join us back, like and subscribe, push those buttons, those notifications, and we'll see you on the next timey-wimey adventure.